Every machine, no matter how well designed, contains within it the seeds of its own destruction. The Subsidiary Alliance was no different. For 90 years it had operated with terrible efficiency, draining, paralyzing, isolating, dismantling, but in doing so, it had also been filling a reservoir of dispossession, humiliation, rage and grief. And in 1857, that reservoir finally broke. The uprising that the British called a mutiny, and that Indians would come to call the First War of Independence, did not emerge from a single grievance or a single moment of provocation. It erupted from the accumulated weight of everything the subsidiary system had done to an entire society. The hundreds of thousands of soldiers cast out of disbanded armies. The Muslim scholars who had watched their madrasas go dark. The rulers who had been lectured about misgovernance by the very men who had engineered their ruin. All of them, carrying their different wounds, their different losses, their different versions of the same betrayal, converged in 1857 in an explosion of fury that shook the British Empire to its foundations. It was most ferocious in Awadh, and that was no accident. Awadh was the state the system had most completely hollowed out. 50 years of loyal compliance, 50 years of payments and concessions and surrendered dignity, culminating in annexation anyway. When the soldiers of Awadh rose, they were not merely fighting a political grievance. They were fighting for everything that had been taken from them. Their livelihoods, their honor, their world. The uprising failed to expel the British, but it destroyed the architect. Yet the East India Company, that extraordinary, monstrous hybrid of trading corporation and sovereign empire, was dissolved in 1858. The Crown took direct control. The company's flag came down. And yet, the blueprint it had pioneered, the technology of extracting wealth under the guise of security, of manufacturing dependency through the sanctity of contract, of destroying sovereignty while preserving its ceremonial shell, that blueprint did not die with the company. It was inherited, refined, and redeployed across the next century and beyond. Mirza Ghalib, the greatest Urdu poet of the age, survived the burning of Delhi in 1857 and wrote words that no official history has ever been able to erase. Delhi was the city I knew, its civilization, its grandeur, on its culture, and it has been reduced to desolation by the cruelty of the English. Not by fate, not by history, not by the march of progress, by cruelty, his word, the only honest one. The machine shattered. But the lesson it taught the powerful, that sovereignty can be purchased by installments, that a people can be dispossessed without ever being defeated, that lesson has never gone out of fashion.